Hi, I'm back with a band-aid on my face. Thanks for noticing. And yes, this is I wish there was like a cooler story behind this band-aid, but it's simply because there was a cyst on my face that I got from practicing martial arts, or not exactly from practicing martial arts. I was training so hard for the past 3 months, taking some time off of YouTube, that I completely forgot to take care of my body. And you know, your immune system gets a bit shitty, and then you have a bunch of stuff coming up. I just turned 25, so a lot of partying was happening. So before I knew it, my immune system went, and then a simple infection, which is probably from a cyst or a pimple, ballooned into this elephant man situation. All right, here in my garage, just bought this hospital bed here. Finished surgery.
And now you're hopped up on like opioids.
I'm high. I was so excited. Honestly, so excited to get back to YouTube last week. I uploaded that video, or that short excerpt from my recent workshop on how to read difficult fiction over at A Mug of Insights. Go check it out if that's what you're into. But this infection got so bad that I had to be in the hospital for a whole week. But now we are safe. We are safe and sound. There's probably a scar over here from the operation of this cyst removal or drainage. Just in case you're having your breakfast when you're watching this video, I'll spare you of the details. But today, I'm super excited to be back. And today we're going to talk about journaling. So when I was in my hospital bed, I did a lot of thinking, which is, you know, around January, February, you're always in kind of like this deposition mood. You know, you ask yourself, especially if you've just turned 25, back on the 30th of January, you start to think to yourself, what have I achieved? What does my life stand for? Have I created the stuff that I want to create, and have I impacted people in a way that I like to impact people? So while I was in my hospital gown and then sitting in my hospital bed, I started thinking about journaling. In 2025, I didn't actually do a lot of journaling. You know, a lot of my progress, I thought to myself, if I can use numbers to track all these things, man, if I can use numbers to, you know, anal retentively scale everything, quantify everything, you know, boil down my reading habits, my life habits, my martial art habits, my health habits, down to like a, you know, just a number figure that I can feel good about around December of 2026. Everything will be perfect, right? Right? But then when I was in the hospital bed, I was going through all of my habit tracking apps, and I thought to myself, you know, this feels strangely hollow. You know, I actually don't like tracking my progress this way. And yes, maybe I've read for 20 pages for 300 days straight, or maybe, yes, I've meditated for over 150 days for 10 minutes a day straight, but the numbers here don't really reflect how much you've progressed. The numbers here, it's kind of like a trophy, right? You can show it off on Instagram. It's kind of like your Spotify Wrapped every year. You know, no one actually cares. You're the only one who cares about how many songs you've listened to that year. So this got me thinking, could there be like a different way to track progress rather than using numbers, which is quite meaningless, because as human beings, we don't really respond to numbers that much. You can probably attest to this. If you have like a habit tracking app, the dopamine rush that you're going to get from seeing that number probably lasts maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and you think to yourself, oh shit, I have to do this all over again in 2026. The progress and the pride that we feel from what we've achieved, they actually come from stories. Now, you can verify this for yourself. You know, if you really want to know what you've been up to for an entire year, just go to, where the fuck is my phone? Just go to your iPhone's gallery. You know, probably, you know, 9 out of 10 times, especially if you're in a relationship, there are going to be photos there documenting your growth, documenting how shit your fashion used to be, documenting the shitty food choices you made, and how much weight you've lost and gained throughout the year. You know, a quick browse through your iPhone gallery, that is a much better way to really see how far you've come, because every picture contains a story. Every picture to other people might just be like, okay, that's food, but for you, that's the first dessert that you've had in 6 months after you've decided to quit sugar. A photo of you with a hideous outfit standing out there in the middle of nowhere pretending that you're a fashion influencer. That is a documentation of how much you've grown and how much your style has progressed. So it's really important to anchor ourselves in stories instead of in numbers. You know, can you imagine if you just track, for example, a really silly example, if you track how much your taste has grown in music by tracking how many albums you've listened to, you know, that number doesn't say anything. It's just a bragging right to put on your Spotify Wrapped. Whereas if you have certain pictures If you write about this piece of music, every time you listen to it, what does it elicit? What does it bring up? How does it make you feel? That makes for a much better progress tracker than using numbers alone. What I'm proposing in this video is that you need to start tracking your progress not with numbers, because numbers drive us insane. They elicit so much guilt that this is the reason why a lot of people quit their habit tracking maybe 2 months into tracking their habits. Whereas stories, documenting things through journal entries, through collecting different tickets that you've collected from movie dates or different tickets to different concerts and events, these are better at tracking how far you've come throughout the year. So how do we do that practically? What I'm going to propose here is idiotically simple. So anyone can do this. You have no excuse not to do this. It's simply get a notebook and then write 2 pages a day. Yeah, page count is a really good thing to do because a lot of people think, I got to complete all these journaling protocols to call myself a person who journals, who writes in a diary, but not really. Sometimes 2 pages is all you need to really see how far you've come. And step 1 is to really realize that we are always going to forget how far we've come. We're always going to forget that, hey, I've done a whole lot of stuff in 2025, even though there's no number to prove it, even though if there is a number to prove it, it's not that clear of a number. And the antidote to this, us forgetting our progress, is simply to recognize that you're probably living some of your fantasies from a few years ago. I love this idea of how if you're progressing in life, your aspirations will start to turn into your descriptions. Progress is when the thing that used to be an aspiration just turns into a physical description of your surroundings. And that's what you're going to journal about. So every day when you pull out your pages, dedicate 2 pages to describing your physical surroundings. Even better, if you want to take a Polaroid, put it in there. If you want to write about a piece of music that you listen to, put it in there. Because the problem with a lot of journaling is that it just turns into a monologue, right? You're trying to sort some stuff out from the depth of your imagination, but you end up with nothing. You do this excessive self-reference, and by the end of your journaling session, you start to feel worse about yourself than before. Whereas a more sustainable approach is to simply dedicate 2 pages in your journal into a physical, very concrete description of your surroundings. How did your day look like? What coffee did you drink in the morning? What kind of tea did you brew? And who did you see today? Nothing crazy, or if something crazy happens, write that down. What these physical descriptions are going to do is that once you review these descriptions, you can start to see, that's exactly where I was from a few months ago. And if you compare that to your current situation, and then you can play that into the equation of like, has my aspirations turned into just a physical description of my surroundings? Sometimes we forget how good we have it. Sometimes we physically forget that, hey, I used to fantasize about, being able to drive. Now that I have my license, driving just turned into a daily occurrence. But with this journaling method, it's going to remind you that, hey, once upon a time, I was fantasizing about just going down to the beach and play a ukulele. And, while I was reading a book. Okay, that level of multitasking is crazy, but you get the point here. But one of these days, you're going to find yourself sitting near the beach, sticking out the back of your trunk, with a ukulele, playing the ukulele with your left hand and journaling with your right hand. And if you write that down into a description, that's going to accurately reflect how far you've come. And this is how you track your progress with stories. And this is always something that we are going to appreciate a lot more because human beings are storytelling creatures. We don't really respond to numbers that well. We can't really understand a context from something like, hey, I've read for 300 days straight, 10 pages a day. That's so mechanical. But whereas if you accurately describe your physical surroundings and describe who you're with and describe the kind of books that you're reading, how you feel about these books, one day you're going to start to feel like, oh my God, that person was so, open-minded and innocent. And right now when you sit down to journal, you might start to recognize that, hey, the way I think is completely different. The people in my surroundings are completely different. The kind of things that I'm doing are completely different. And that's how you get that really palpable sense of like, yes, you've grown as a person. And no, you don't need a million apps to track your progress. And no, you don't need some complicated bullet journal method to track your progress. All you need is to embrace that principle of progress comes from when your aspirations turns into just mere descriptions of your life, because it's so easy to miss. And a tangible takeaway here is next time when you have a goal, instead of worrying about repetitions or numbers or different things and systems of tracking. Break that goal down into physical qualities that you want to embody. How does it feel when I reach this goal? How does it feel when I write about this goal? And how does it feel to live my life knowing that I've already achieved this goal? And throughout the days and weeks that you're going to be journaling about this goal, make sure to journal about just your mere physical surroundings and contrast that with the qualities that you want to embody. And that creates a much better story frame for your life. That creates the kind of temporal stability in your life. And that's really going to give you a palpable sense of like, yes, it feels like nothing's changing, but yeah, things are changing. So anyway, that's my first rodeo back on YouTube. Hope that journaling tip had helped you guys. So anyway, that's my first rodeo back on YouTube in like 20,000 years. But if you guys want more of these insights, if you guys want more of these kind of like tips, weekly tips and advice on how to become a better reader, better person of... How do you call someone who journals? Journalist? Or if you just want some intriguing ideas to start your week, make sure to sign up for my free newsletter every Saturday over at amugofinsights.org. A lot of my future videos will start to source ideas from this newsletter, and this newsletter right now is what's keeping this whole thing afloat. So in the future, I don't ever have to, read an ad out to kind of contaminate our content here. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you probably next week. Let's see how this infection goes. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you once again back here. Robin Walden here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.